Have you ever wanted to know the secret to unlocking perfect curls, but you're a bit overwhelmed on all the choices out there? We are diving deep into the world of curly hairstyling products. There's a ton out there with endless possibilities for every curl pattern. Say goodbye to that one-size-fits-all approach of the 80s. Get ready to make heads turn. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, my curlies. Erica here from Coils Curls, and welcome back to another Frizz-Free Friday. We are taking a deep dive into the world of curly hair products because it's not the same as when we were young. It used to only be LA Looks or Sebastian with that hard hold and limited products. Curly hair products have exploded in the last 2 decades. God, that's crazy, isn't it? 2 decades? I digress. Whether you have loose waves, bouncy curls, or tight coils, I have a list of products for you. I separated them by curl type and hair density to make your life easy. Understanding which products to use is all dependent on your curl type and your hair density. Last week, we took a look at the list that shows all of the different curl types. So we know that 2, 3, and 4 are the different curl pattern types. And as you can see, A, B, and C, the curls get tighter. And so that's how they classify curls. Now remember, we have anywhere between 2 to 3 curl patterns on our head at any given time, maybe more if you're good. Knowing your curl pattern and your hair density, meaning how fine or how thick your hair is crucial to figuring out which curl products to use for your curls. Drop a comment below and tell me what kind of curl patterns you have. I love to connect with you, my curlies. So if you don't know about all the changes and all the different products that are out there now, I've got you covered. Before I start showing you all the different hair products, I want to just take a quick walk through about what all of these different products do. So the lightest one is the leave-in conditioner. Now, some people can use a leave-in conditioner and be done and have fabulous ringlets, curls, waves, whatever. Some. If you have no damage, no nothing, virgin hair, you're good to go. But the rest of us, yeah, no, not so much. I can use it, but as long as I don't do anything or go anywhere, I am fine until the morning. Last night, I used the Pure Inspiration conditioner as my leave-in and did nothing, and this is how I woke up. So, as you can see, once you sleep, and you're rubbing your curls all over your pillowcase, even though mine is satin, it still does damage. Now we are moving on to mousse. Now, mousse used to be light when we were younger, but now mousses come light, medium, heavy. It all depends on how much moisture is put into them. Then you have spray gels. Spray gels are gel thinned with a liquid, and it sprays out of a spray bottle. So these are normally lighter than other gels. Then you move on to lotions. Now, lotions are kind of like the consistency between a spray gel and a mousse. Think of it that way. So lotions are lighter than a gel, but heavier than a spray gel. Then you move on to actual gels, and these are anywhere between a thinner gel to a heavier gel, depending on your curl type and your hair density. I mean, it's crazy how many variations of everything there are to suit every single curl pattern and every single hair density. My curlies, if we knew this when we were young, we wouldn't have been straightening our hair like Farrah Fawcett, would we? Last and heaviest are the creams. The creams are the ones that are chock full of moisture and hydration. Sometimes they're called butters. They are the heaviest of the heaviest. If you have fine waves, fine curls. You will not be able to use the creams. I used to, but not anymore. I know I bring this up every time, but that's because I am one of you. I know what you are going through because the struggle is real. Again, I digress. Back to Curl Products 101. Then you have the refreshing sprays, which are the sprays that you use to refresh your hair on day 2, 3, 4, and so on, and so on, and so on. And if you are over 50, you will appreciate that. If you remember, put that in the comments down below too. Now, before we move on to the 2 product lines that I decided to choose for you, cheers, my curlies. It's 7:45. Hope you had a good week. Speaking of weeks, because next week is Thanksgiving, I will be taking the week off, but I will be back the following week. I hope everyone in the United States has a wonderful Thanksgiving with family and friends, and you eat lots of turkey. And for my other curlies who are in other countries, watch some old videos. You'll get a laugh. I am only going to be using 2 lines to make it less confusing and less overwhelming, but will give you a choice between a higher end product and a less expensive product. We will be going with the Inner Sense Organic Beauty and the Myel Organics. And this, of course, is because I have all of the products of Inner Sense Organic Beauty, and most of them from the Myel Organics, which is a little scary. Starting with type 2 and wavy hair. Wavy hair is not as dry and unruly as curly or coily hair is. Because wavy hair's cuticle sits more closed than open, like curls and coils, wavy hair tends to have more shine and isn't as dry. So normally you would need to go for something a little lighter because you don't have much frizz or dryness or unruliness to deal with. Of course, unless you color treat your hair, and then never mind. 3 products in the Inner Sense Organic Beauty line in order of heaviness. The first product for waves is ICreate Waves. This is a sea salt spray that adds texture. It's a liquid, as you can see. It's a liquid, as you can see. And pretty much all you do is spray it on your hair and kind of shake it in, and it adds texture. So, you know that look you get after you come out of the ocean and your hair dries? That's what you get. The next product that you can use for wavy hair is ICreate Definition. ICreate Definition is one of their newer foams, and it's a firm hold. So this is going to set that texture that you just put in with the sea spray, at least if you want them to last. ICreate Definition is a very thick foam. It's very creamy and rich, not airy like some other mousses, because mousses tend to be lighter and foams tend to be heavier. It's just the lingo, but that's a key for you. Mousses tend to be lighter, foams tend to be heavier and more moisturizing. One of the beauties of ICreate Definition is that it helps to accelerate the drying time on your hair. If you are in a time crunch and you want your hair to last with a firm hold, that's your bet. The last product is Quiet Calm Curl Control. This is a lotion that helps to hydrate and define. And this is what it looks like. Because I don't have much left in my bottle. I had to shake this out. I use a lot of it. I like it. It's one of my favorites. They have the Mango and Tulsi Nourishing Silk Texture Foam. I do not have this, so I've never used it before, but they do recommend this as a light styler for wavy hair. But they do describe this as a weightless foam, which is also alcohol-free, and it holds and molds. I'm hoping that I can get my hands on some because I think I'd like to try it. The next heaviest is the Mango and Tulsi Nourishing Styling Gel. This is a flexible hold gel, but with any gel, if you put enough, you will get either a slight crystallized cast or a full crystallized cast. As you can see, is very heavy and scoopable. Always good when you can get an idea of what a product looks like. I may need more wine. But if your waves do need something heavier, there is the Hawaiian Ginger Moisturizing Hair Butter. Butters are very thick, a lot of hydration, a lot of oils, usually shea butter if they're calling it a butter. You can see how thick it is. Now we are moving on to curly hair with Innersense Organic Beauty. If you have curly hair, but your hair is fine, you will be able to use the ICreate Lift Volumizing Foam. This is a lightweight foam meant to give you more volume. And as a matter of fact, it's what I used today as part of my styling routine. It was one of 2 products I used. And also, this is a much lighter foam. It's not as dense as the ICreate Definition. If you require a bit more hold than the ICreate Volume, as well as your hair is a little thicker, you can also use the ICreate Definition, which is that firm hold foam that even wavy hair can use. For the curly hair, you can also use the Quiet Calm Curl Control Lotion. This will be a little bit heavier than the volumizing foam, but this is really good at giving curly hair that moisture and hydration that it needs. If your curls require a little bit more texture, because if your hair requires a bit more and a little more texture and something with a little more emollients in it, you can use the Inner Peace Whipped Cream Texturizer. This is a very thick cream, as you can see. Very thick, but you use this when your hair is soaking wet so that you're adding the water to thin it out. But it is very thick, so you can see how that little peak is just staying there. When you have curly or coily hair, you tend to need to cocktail things. And all that means is that you're layering different things that your hair needs. If you like the Myel Organics, you have, for curly hair, the Brazilian Curly Cocktail Curl Mousse. So you can use this if you have finer hair, and if you have thicker, more coarse hair, you can layer over it the Brazilian Curly Cocktail Curl Cream. This helps add that extra moisture that you might need. In between the mousse and the cream is the gel. One of the gels that you can use is the Moisture RX Hawaiian Ginger Styling Gel. This gives you a nice hold. It gives you a little bit of a crunch for that cast. And as you can see, it is very thick. That's how thick it is. So as you can see, there are so many choices. No matter what type of curl you have got a myriad of choices out there that we never had. Now we're moving on to type 4, coily hair. Coily hair is super dry, and it needs usually a lot more than any of the other curl patterns. Reason being, because of the tight coils, the cuticle cannot lay closed. It is open, big time open. With that being said, in the Innersense Organic Beauty line, what they recommend when it comes to coils is to do a cocktail of either the Quiet Calm Curl Control Lotion or the Inner Peace Whipped Cream Texturizer mixed with the ICreate Definition. And what this combination does for coily hair is that it gives it all of that hydration and moisture it needs, and the foam helps lock it all in. This way, your hair does not release all of that extra moisture that you've just put in. So when you're using the inner scents and your hair is soaking wet, you will have a lot dripping through your fingers. But that's okay, because that's what you need for coily hair. And now for the Myel Organics for coily hair. On the lighter end, they have the Pomegranate and Honey Air Dry Styler Spray Gel. I don't have it because, of course, it's meant for coily hair, and I don't have coily hair. Next on their list, and I do have this one, is the Pomegranate and Honey Curl Defining Mousse with Hold. This is a very hydrating mousse, which I used for you once before. I didn't get much volume because it's way too heavy for me. This is very creamy, and as you see, it doesn't disappear. And that's the difference between a foam and a mousse. A mousse tends to be very light and airy and will turn into a liquid very quickly, whereas a foam, you can see, is still very foaming and it's not liquefying. This has a lot of moisture properties in it to keep coily hair hydrated. Now, they also make all of these different types of products because everyone prefers something different. Some people prefer a mousse, some people prefer a foam, some people prefer a lotion, and some people prefer gels, and some people prefer creams. And that's why they make a myriad of products nowadays that blows your mind if you do not understand what they all mean. But now you will. For coily hair, you can also use, if you prefer a gel, you can use the Honey and Ginger Hairstyling Gel. Now, I also did a video on this. It's kind of a creamy gel. It's different than a regular gel, like I showed you. But again, if you have that coily hair and you need to do some layering, you have the opportunity to do a lot of mixing and matching and cocktailing, which is the fun of having curly hair. Now, if you need or you prefer something heavier, they also make Pomegranate and Honey Coil Sculpting Custard. I do not have this, but again, anything that's a custard is creamy, it's heavy, and it has a lot of hydrating properties in it to keep curls hydrated so they don't frizz. Now, some companies also put out what they called refreshers, and this is what you use for second, third, fourth, and so on, and so on, and so on. So Myel Organics has the Pomegranate and Honey Curl Refreshing Spray. This is used to help refresh, gives it extra shine and a little extra hold, which coily hair will need. Last but not least, my curlies, is an oil to decrunchify. Decrunchify, right there. Inner Sense Organic Beauty has ICreate Shine, which is a really nice lightweight oil, but it really does give a nice shine and doesn't weigh me down. Myel Organics has two different types of oils. They have their mint almond oil, which I don't have. They also have their Mongongo oil pomade to oil treatment. This comes out like cream, and then as you emulsify it, it turns into an oil. It turns into an oil. And I used to use this to decrunchify. Now, not all these products need to be used, but you can if you need to layer and cocktail. And I hope this gave you a much better understanding of all of the products out there and what to look for. So these products can be layered, they can be mixed, and you can do whatever you want with them. That's the beauty of all of these new curl products. And you want to stay within the manufacturer. You don't really want to be mixing shampoos with different gels and different leave-in conditioners, because then you don't always reap the same benefits as if you used the entire line together. Myel Organics is a perfect example of that because they have the Moisture RX line, they have the Mango and Tulsi line, they have the Honey and Ginger line. So in all of these lines, you want to make sure that the products you're using are meant for your hair density as well as curl type. But you also want to make sure that you're staying within that product line. Now, because everything is so confusing nowadays, and I'm sure if you are a new curly who wants to stop straightening, or you're just trying to figure out what the heck do these products do, I am now offering video consultations to take the pressure off. We'll talk about products, we'll talk about techniques. I will answer all of your questions that you will give me ahead of time so we don't waste time when we're on the video consult. And if you want, I will even style your hair with you step by step with whatever products you have. How fun is that? We could style your hair together. So you can send me an email. I will have my email in my About page here on YouTube. I also have a new website. It's basic, but I have it. I will also put that down in the descriptions along with my email and all of my social media so you can connect with me on Instagram or Facebook and then come and watch my videos here over at YouTube. I will have my affiliate links down below in descriptions. Just click on more and you will see it drop down. And if you scroll down, you'll see my Inner Sense Organic Beauty and my Myel Organics affiliate links. Now, some of the products I used today, I did by myself, and a few were given to me by the companies. I also do make a small commission from your purchases, which I really do appreciate, my curlies, more than you can know. So I thank you in advance for any purchases you make. Last but not least, my curlies, satin pillowcase. Do not let your curls go to waste overnight. You take all that time to style them and get them looking nice. Why use a cotton pillowcase that's going to strip out all that moisture? And your hair rubs on it. Remember I mentioned last week, never ever rub your hair with a towel, even a microfiber towel, or even a t-shirt. All that does is ruffle the cuticle and make your hair frizzy. And that's exactly what the cotton pillowcase does. It makes your hair frizz, it creates friction. If you use the satin pillowcase, you will wake up with less frizz and less dryness. I mean, don't get me wrong. You will still wake up with crazy curls, but there'll be less frizzy, crazy curls. Last week was shampoo, conditioner, and leave-in conditioners. I have now covered the entire curl routine from soup to nuts. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up down below, thumbs up, thumbs up. If you have any questions or you want to share your views, leave it in the comments down below. I love to connect with you. While you're down there giving it the thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe and share me with anyone you know, like a delicious piece of chocolate cake. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. This way you get notified every time a new video posts. Until next time, my curlies, embrace those curls and stay fabulous. Ciao for now. Say goodbye to the one-size-fits-all approach. I am diving into a what? Okay, that's a good one. Make your curls sing. Don't know what I just said. Okay. From flowing waves till tight. I have a list, chalk. Then you have spray gels, and it sprays out of a spray can, nourishing silk texture foam. They have Mango and Tulsi, nourishing silk texture foam. They have Mango and Tulsi, nourishing silk texture foam. Mango and Tulsi, nourishing silk texture foam. They have Mango and Tulsi, nourishing sick. And as our hair thins, how quickly it falls. I will have my video links